this boy. That's our murakkab ishara. There's important point here that musharun ilayh, this is our ism ishara and that's musharun ilayh, and musharun ilayh must have al on it. If a noun does not have al on it, it cannot be musharun ilayh. So this is one important requirement for musharun ilayh, is that it must have al on it. And when waladun will have al on it in the form of al waladu, our construction will be hazal waladu. So remember, I'm saying that musharun ilayh must have al on it. I did not say musharun ilayh must be definite. Of course this is definite because of being al, but there could be some other definite nouns. For example, if we say, rather than saying hazal waladu, if we say haza hamidun, haza hamidun. So hamid being a proper noun, ism alam is definite, but this does not make this musharun ilayh. Musharun ilayh must have al on it. This will remain jumla ismiya. Haza hamidun. This is hamid. Hamid is definite here, and in this construction Hamid is khabar and this is mubtada. We know khabar is usually indefinite, but khabar could be definite as well, and there are circumstances when it becomes difficult to bring the khabar as indefinite. For example, in Surah Yusuf, we are familiar with that ayah, Ana Yusufu wa haza akhi. Ana Yusufu. I am Yusuf. So that's mubtada. And this is khabar. So Yusuf is definite here and the khabar is definite because we cannot really make Yusuf indefinite. Yusuf is ism alam. And even the next part of the ayah, wa haza akhi. Haza akhi. Haza is our mubtada here, and akh is mudaf, and ya pronoun is mudaf ilayh. Because ya pronoun is definite, all pronouns are definite, so akh here, akhun here is definite. So basically our khabar in the form of murakkab idafi is definite here. So khabar is definite here and khabar is also definite here in this sentence. So khabar is usually indefinite, but it could be definite when it becomes very difficult to make it indefinite. Let's go back on hazal waladu. Which is our phrase. Hazal waladu. This boy. Murakkab ishari. Now let us look back at 4 characteristics of a noun, and those are definiteness, i'rab, jins and adad. So we can make a statement here, and this statement is true, that ism ishara and musharun ilayh must match in 4 aspects of a noun, which means if ism ishara is singular, musharun ilayh must be singular. If ism ishara is definite, that should be definite. But this should be definite by al, not by any other means. That's the only exception. And then if ism ishara is wahid, this must be wahid. If ism ishara is muannas, this must be muannas. And if this is in rafa, musharun ilayh must be in rafa, and then nasab and jar, and so on. So it is like murakkab tawsifi, where sifa follows mawsoof in all the four characteristics. Here ishara and masharun alay must tally in all these four aspects. So how do we know the i'rab of haza? Because haza, the appearance haza remains the same, whether it's rafa, nasab or jar. So to make out the i'rab of haza or ism ishara, we will have to look at musharun ilayh. If musharun ilayh is definite, in rafa, then ism ishara will be considered to be in rafa, and we will say fi mahalli raf'in, fi mahalli raf'in, in the mahal of rafa, in the place of rafa. Similarly, it could be hazal waladu, depending on its place in a sentence, so that will be nasab. And similarly it could be hazal waladi, and that will be jar. So here haza will be considered to be in jar. So that's how we make out the i'rab of haza, which is mabni. We can complete this sentence. We can say hazal waladu hasanun, hasanun. This boy, which is ism ishara and plus musharun ilayh, here they combine to make mubtada, and hasanun being indefinite is our khabar, and mubtada and khabar combine to make jumla ismiya khabariya. So now we can say hazal should be waladu, mubtada is always in rafa, so hazal waladu hasanun. This boy is good. The translation of hasanun could be good. We can also say beautiful, and we can also say smart. So just like in any other language, for example English or Urdu or French, some words can have more than one meaning. So hasanun can have all these three meanings, and it will depend on the context what translation we do. So if the discussion is whether the boy is good or bad, we will say the boy is good, which means not bad. If the discussion is whether the boy is beautiful or ugly, we will say the boy is beautiful, not ugly. That's what we are basically saying. And if our discussion is the boy smart or dull, so we are saying the boy is smart or clever, which means not dull. Similarly, Quran translations sometimes vary from person to person depending on who is the scholar and in what context they are doing the translations. All the translations are correct, but it depends really on the context and how the words are used and what is their meaning considered to be in a particular translation. Right. So, hazal waladu hasanun. So that's one point of al being on musharun alayh.